In Bahrain, people have held new rallies against the occupation of their country by Saudi Arabia. Here is more.
Bahraini protesters take to the streets in the northwestern town of Malikiya. They're chanting slogans against the Saudi regime over its troop deployments to their homeland. Bahrainis have steadily been protesting the Al Khalifa regime and the Saudi occupation since the emergency rule was lifted by the government earlier this month. The Bahraini security forces, backed by Saudi Arabia, have conducted a harsh suppression of the protesters since the nationwide uprising began in mid-February in the Persian Gulf Sheikhdom. The uprising almost toppled the regime in Manama, which resulted in Saudi Arabia deploying its forces to Bahrain. Following the occupation, the crackdown has escalated. Dozens of people have been killed as a result. Hundreds of others, including human rights activists, have been arrested. And to make matters even worse, some activists have died under torture while in custody. International lawyers have filed a lawsuit against Bahrain and Britain with the International Criminal Court over the crackdown on dissent. Britain has been accused of providing Bahraini forces with training and equipment to crush anti-regime protests. So far, all the calls for the West to confront the rights violations in Bahrain have fallen on deaf ears, and the United Nations has chosen to turn a blind eye to the atrocities for as yet unknown reasons.
The Islamic Human Rights Commission has protested against Bahrain's chairmanship of a meeting of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization in Paris. The Commission believes it is hypocritical for Bahrain to chair UNESCO's World Heritage Committee while it's destroying its own cultural heritage. The Commission's chairman, Masoud Shajareh, has organized a campaign to rally support for the removal of Bahrain from the UNESCO committee.
Well, it's not just the letters gone to the Secretary General, but indeed there is a program being organized and it's to do with the heritage, preservation of heritage, and not only Bahrain is part of the committee, but is actually chairing it, and one of the royal families is coming to France to chair a committee that deals with protection of heritage at the same time that they have been destroying their own heritage, systematically, not only in the last few months, but indeed over the last 50 years, which has escalated in the last few months. Mosques have been destroyed, graveyards have been destroyed, places of culture and interest have been destroyed. We also saw the square symbol of Bahrain was destroyed. So really no regard for cultural heritage, and then being chairing such a thing, it's actually very distasteful.
Well, Bahraini government forces backed by troops from Saudi Arabia have destroyed dozens of ancient mosques, among other historical sites, as part of a crackdown on anti-regime demonstrations. Regime forces have also killed dozens of people and arrested hundreds more since the protests began in February. International rights groups have strongly criticized Bahrain's use of violence against protesters.